Hello guys, welcome back to Tactical Trafford, and today we want to talking about all the Manchester United transfer news. Recently, you know that Manchester United has been able to sign 4 players in the transfer window. We have been able to get Dalot, we have been able to get Youri Tielemans, Andre Santos, and we have been able to get Tyreek Thompson from Tottenham Hotspur, though he's going to be featuring more in the academy next season. So basically, we want to run through the next positions that Manchester United is trying to address. As we all know, Manchester United is trying to get a defensive midfielder. It has been spoken a lot of times by David Austin, Fabrizio Romano, Ben Jacobs. Manchester United is trying to get a defensive midfielder that is going to sort of try to complement what we already have in our defensive position, or rather our midfield position. So on here last week or this week we spoke about Carlos Baleba, how he's going to be the right fit for Manchester United, how he's going to complement Manchester United. And if you have not watched that video, I want you guys to quickly go back and watch that video, because Manchester United needs a number 4 like Carlos Baleba, because of course initially here we have spoken about Aurélien Tchouaméni and how he's going to be a very good fit for Manchester United. We also spoke about how the particular profile of Aurélien Tchouaméni is really scarce and really rare in the transfer market, because personally for me, I think Aurélien Tchouaméni's profile is basically non-existent right now in the transfer market. He's one of the last few number 6 in world football that is really quality, and I don't think us missing out on him is going to give us the leverage to get somebody that is exactly like him. I think the profile of Carlos Baleba and Aurélien Tchouaméni is very difficult to get right now in the transfer market, and these are players that I feel that if we miss out on them, it is going to be very, very hard for Manchester United to sort of try to get somebody that is going to be, better than them. In terms of Baleba, you know that he's going to bring ground coverage. He's going to be very good in, front foot pressing. He's a very good ball carrier. He's somebody that also knows how to keep possession and to recycle when possible. And personally for me, I feel why he has been able to not play really well in Brighton over the last 12 months is basically because of Fabian Hezela, and because of he is being probably misprofiled at Brighton right now. But I feel that if Baleba comes to Manchester United, his role is going to be different, because of course you have Youri Tielemans, you have Kobbie Mainoo, you have Andre Santos, and you also have Bruno Fernandes that is good on the ball, that are very technically gifted. These are players that are going to really complement however you really want to play. What is missing right now in Manchester United midfield is that player that is going to be very thunderous in terms of ground coverage, winning the ball, and giving us this stability in midfield. When Casemiro was in Real Madrid, he was not supposed to pass the ball, recycle the ball, keep possession, because he had Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. And his sole aim in that Real Madrid team was to, ground coverage, win the ball back as much as possible. And that is what Carlos Baleba is going to do for Manchester United. We don't need him playing long passes. We don't need him detecting the play. We just need him to cover grounds and win the ball back, and that is something that he's definitely going to do, because this guy is so good. And of course, we know that Fabrizio Romano reported just some days ago that Carlos Baleba's agent has contacted Manchester United to see if there is a possibility to reopen negotiation for Carlos Baleba. So that probably means that Carlos Baleba wants to leave Brighton, and he still wants to make his dream move for Manchester United. He still wants to press for the move for Manchester United, and this is the sort of players that we need, because Ineos have always been on the motion that if they want to get players, they have to buy into the Manchester United project first. They have to want to come to Manchester United, and that is definitely the kind of player that Carlos Baleba is. And if I were Manchester United right now, even though he had a very bad last season, I am sure that he's somebody that is absolutely going to complement Manchester United going forward, and is somebody that we should be looking to get as soon as possible. Also, talking about Aurélien Tchouaméni, we know that Manchester United were very interested in Aurélien Tchouaméni. As reported by several outlets, it was said that Christopher Viviu, which is the head of recruitment of Manchester United, really needed Aurélien Tchouaméni. He was a premium target for Manchester United, is somebody that we actually wanted, and then Aurélien Tchouaméni went ahead to renew his contract at Real Madrid until 2031. But from the news reported from the Athletic, and the meeting actually said that Aurélien Tchouaméni, from the news he was getting, he said Real Madrid can still sell Aurélien Tchouaméni. And of course, with Real Madrid moving for Diamande, moving for Rodri, I don't think Tchouaméni would want to be a bench player, and I actually still feel that there is a possibility that Manchester United can get Tchouaméni, depending on how we sell our project to him. Depending, we are ready to meet his wages, we are ready to meet his transfer fee. I personally feel that Aurélien Tchouaméni is somebody that we can still get at Manchester United. So probably let's keep our fingers crossed, because personally for me, I do not want Manu Koné because he's a very wonderful player, but he has injury concerns. We just signed Telemans that also has a little bit of injury concerns. So getting somebody that also has injury concerns is not going to be a really wise step for Manchester United. And also, it was also reported by the Telegraph that Koné doesn't have like a universal backing from the board. So probably not everyone from the board actually wants Koné. Because personally for me, Koné is not a natural number 4. Manchester United needs a natural number 4, a natural number 6, which is between Tchouaméni and Baleba. So if Manchester United were to get any defensive midfielder now, it should be either Tchouaméni or Baleba. And with the Tchouaméni situation, he just renewed his contract. We don't know what is going to happen. And then with the Baleba situation, it depends on what Brighton are going to be quoting for, because if it's about Baleba, he wants to make the move to Manchester United, but it definitely depends on what Brighton want to do. Of course, Alex Scott, we can't get him because Bournemouth don't want to sell. So that is the case, and that is the whole update concerning the Manchester United midfield situation. So I want you guys to quickly like, to share, to subscribe to Tactical Trafford, to give me your thoughts on the comment section. I want you guys to kindly like, to share, to subscribe to Tactical Trafford as we keep making more videos about the transfer situation of Manchester United. See you guys in my next video. Ciao.